Diane, I'm thinking about changing something up. I'm thinking about BKP politics. Now, I want to keep the name politics. I don't want to change the name. But maybe we could put something like the word on the street with BKP. What's the word on the street with BKP? I'm being told that's what the kids say on the street. What they're saying on the street. No one. Well, there's one, there's two, there's three, could be up to four. But the damage is done over at CNN, MSNBC, ABC, CBS. The damage is done over with. The focus, I understand there has been, and thank you out there. I got a dozen messages. Are you going to apply for White House credentials? Thank you. I appreciate, that you think we ought to go do that. But I understand up to 7,500 requests. I think like Alex Jones is going. Could you see Alex Jones on the front row of the White House press secretary's briefing, sitting next to CNN or ABC or CBS? Could you see that? In fact, I want to see that. I want to see Alex Jones right on the front seat, and I want his gravelly voice asking a question. Yeah, Alex, you're next? Yes. Why did the water turn the frogs gay? I want to know it. I want Alex right on the front seat. But anyhow, I gotta get focused here. But I've worked so many events, political events, where I show up with my little $39 tripod. Diane knows, she's been to a couple of them with me. But I show up with my $39 tripod, and I show up with I show up with the my little camera and so forth, and the platform's set up, and I go up there, and there's all these $35,000 cameras from CNN and ABC and all of them, and I've got this little camera set up, and they hate me. They want to speak to me. All of the elites, they will get in a little circle and start talking. Now, I will say this. Diane, I forget the guy's name. You and I were walking out of the Kemp event, and the guy from CBS, and he was very nice. He was very nice. I enjoyed meeting him, but for the most part, so about 75 people are getting their information on the street. And I tell you what, I started out this week. I was watching TikTok. You know it. I know. I watch TikTok. So I was watching TikTok. Trump signed all these executive orders, right? And there were several Black Americans talking about Trump popping. So I looked it up. It's Black U.S. slang, it said. So Trump is just popping, man. And what's out on the street? Just saying. I don't know. I had to do it, Diane. Had to do it. So 7,500 have applied for White House press credentials that are not from the legacy media. So RFK yesterday, I told you, I went to an event. America voted for Donald Trump. Give me number 7. Make America healthy again. Make America healthy again. And it's important to the American people. So I'm going to give you a couple. We'll break down a couple. I was trying to find my favorite, because the pharmaceutical, many of you out there, you can go look it up. You put out the data out on X, on the street, you put out the data that how many of these, like, I think Elizabeth Warren, 5.4 million from the pharmaceutical industry. All of these people are pharmaceutical industry payoff They get the payoff. This one just cracks me up. Video 4. This is Bennet. Is he a Colorado? Where's he a senator at? Anyhow, video 4, RFK.
You say that Lyme disease is highly likely a materially engineered bioweapon. I made sure I put in the highly likely. Did you say Lyme disease is a highly likely militarily engineered bioweapon?
I probably did say that.
Did you say that?
And that's what the developer of
I
Lyme
want all
disease
of our
said.
colleagues to hear it, Mr. Kennedy. I want them to hear it. You said yes. Did you say that exposure to pesticides causes children to become transgender?
No, I never said that.
Okay, I have the record that I'll give to the chairman, and he can make his judgment about what you said. Did you write in your book, and it's undeniable, that African AIDS is an entirely different disease from Western AIDS? Yes or no, Mr. Kennedy?
I'm not sure if I made that.
Okay, I'll give it to the chairman, Mr. Kennedy. And my final question, did you say on a podcast, and I quote, "I wouldn't leave abortion, to the states. My belief is we should leave it to the woman. We shouldn't have the government involved, even if it's full term." Did you say that, Mr. Kennedy?
Senator, I believe that every abortion is a tragedy.
Did you say it, Mr. Kennedy? This matters. It doesn't matter what you come here and say that isn't true, that's not reflective of what you really believe, that you haven't said over decade after decade after decade, because unlike other jobs we're confirming around this place, this is a job where it is life and death.
This is a job where it's life and death, and we decide you must confirm you would be okay with killing babies. This is a job about life and death. But you know good and well Fauci just got a pardon because he trusted the science, or told you to trust the science, why he murdered your mom and your dad, why he was responsible, played a role in the death of millions of people. This is about life and death. When the CDC issued a statement saying that children should be wearing a mask in school, and now we have little kids 4, 5, and 6 years old that have speech problems, major speech problems, because visually hearing and watching the mouth, a 3-year-old child learns, 2 and 3 years old, by visually seeing the mouth, the movement, and hearing the sounds is how they learn to talk, right? Speech therapists, go look it up with little children. This is about life and death. Did you say pesticides can make the kids transgender? Well, let me tell you something. Something sure as hell did. Something whacked these damn kids out. Anyhow, it's crazy. They're crazy. All right, here's one. Let's see. Bernie Sanders, the onesies. This is going right. He put up a baby wearing a onesie. Bernie Sanders, video 8.
Are you supportive of this?
I've had nothing to do with leadership.
Are you supportive of these onesies?
I'm supportive of vaccines.
Are you supportive of this clothing, which is militantly anti-vaccine?
We can't export our food. We can't export our food to many countries because they won't accept it. They won't accept our food. Give me video 10.
We can now not export American food to Europe because the Europeans won't take our food. That's not good for farmers. We're also destroying our soil because some of the chemicals that farmers use destroy the microbiome, and that causes the erosion of the soil. You can't get water infiltration. Water pools up and it washes the soil off. Agronomists now estimate that we only have, if we continue doing these processes, only 60 harvests left before our soil is gone. So farmers are using seeds and chemicals that are, over the long term, are costing them and us. And what we need to do is we need to support the farmers. We need the farmers as partners if we're going to make them work. And I don't want a single farmer to go out of business under our watch. I don't regulate farms. If I'm privileged to be confirmed, I'm not regulating farms. That's under USDA. But I want to partner with all of my decisions with USDA and with the farm community to make sure that we don't lose more farmers in this country, but that we also transition. We offer and incentivize transitions to regenerative agriculture, to no-till agriculture, and to less chemically intensive. And by the way, I've also met with the chemical industry and the fertilizer and herbicide companies, and they want to do the same thing. Oh, and I think we're on the trajectory to do that, and we need to incentivize initiatives to accelerate that trajectory.
I'm telling you right now, I watched this yesterday. In fact, I went out. I'll tell you a little bit. I went out yesterday. I know you know this if you're regular viewers. I told you my mom is visiting. We had a great time. We went out yesterday. Really had a great day. So in the afternoon when we returned home, I had to go outside. It was warm enough for a cheap cigar. Don't try that at home, kids. Please don't. I don't advocate that, but I went outside and I watched this until late into the night. Give me one more. Now, I want to appreciate, I always like to say thank you. I like to say thank you to, I like to say thank you to the viewers that keep my feet to the ground. Hold on a minute. I had it here. Callie, and Casey Means. Callie and Casey Means. Still to this day, go to Tucker Carlson and watch the interview with Callie and Casey Means. That is the backbone of what RFK stands for. Let's go with chronic disease. No, I don't want to go with that one. Let's see. Is that the one? Oh, how about what's her name? She said, this is Elizabeth Warren, video 1.
You said that President Trump asked you to, quote, clean up corruption and conflicts. Sounds great. You've said that you will, quote, slam shut the revolving door between government agencies and the companies they regulate. That also sounds great. So here's an easy question. Will you commit that when you leave this job, you will not accept compensation from a drug company, a medical device company, a hospital system, or a health insurer for at least 4 years, including as a lobbyist or a board member?
Can you just repeat the last part of the question? Can I commit
You're
to
not going to take money from drug companies in any way, shape, or form.
Who? Me?
Yes, you.
Oh. Yeah, I'm happy to commit to that.
Okay, good. That's what I figured. I said it's an easy question to start with. And I think you're right on this question.
I don't think any of them want to give me money, by the way.
Let's keep going.
Pharmaceutical companies don't want to give him money. She put him on the spot. No, I'm not taking it. I don't think they want to give me any money. Now, one more from Elizabeth Warren. You do know he could bankrupt the vaccine manufacturers, video 5. I absolutely love this one, video 5.
More profitable. In fact, he may have the opportunity to bankrupt the vaccine manufacturers, and then nobody gets vaccine.
Really? He may have the opportunity to, this is someone I think took $5.2 million from the pharmaceutical industry. He may have the opportunity to bankrupt the vaccine companies, and then no one gets a vaccine. So I will get some things out today for tomorrow, Friday's show, but I have the milk box. If you didn't see it yesterday, I'll show it to you tomorrow. I have the milk box, and my mother has all these things in the milk box. So I was going through there, and I find this, and this is the grade school. We'll just call it 1969. Don't read into anything. Don't try to do the math. All right. We'll call it 1969. This is to Brian Pritchard, 16 Highland Avenue, Hackettstown, New Jersey, Diamond Hill, which I've told you that's where I grew up, Hackettstown, New Jersey. Dear Brian, I can hardly believe it. You are going to be old enough to come to kindergarten when school opens next September. But first you must be registered. Tell mother to bring you to Mansfield Township School on Wednesday morning, the date's not in there, between 9 and 11, bringing your birth certificate, your records of vaccination, DPT as a baby shots, polio shots, and measles shots. The doctor will be here to examine you, and you will be weighed and measured. If you have not had your immunizations, come for registration anyway. You can get the shots anytime before school starts. So this is when I was invited to come register for school, and there was not. Now, I don't know when the good Lord has plans for me to check out, okay? I don't. You don't know his plans for you. I don't know when I'm checking out, okay? Only the good Lord knows. But I have to tell you this. They give babies at birth a hepatitis vaccine shot at birth. And I've yet to figure out why. And if you look at the list of shots they want your children to have now, I mean, they want your children to have this enormous list of shots under the guise that we've advanced so far in science and medical research that we want your children to have these shots. You got a couple shots and you went to school. I'm still here. Something's wrong. If you say you have a concern that the vaccines, something in those vaccines, something in pesticides, something in our food, something is happening where children, autism, kids, things are different today. I would love to hear just one person on that panel say, you know what? We need to put the brakes on and we need to find out what's wrong and restore the health for our children. Give me this video here. Give me chronic disease, Kennedy video 7.
Trump.
So it doesn't matter that you're before us. It could be anybody coming before us as long as they're a rubber stamp for this administration and disregarding your beliefs and what you think. I guess my question to you is, if it really is fundamental to what you believe, how do you live with that? How do you address those issues as you're moving forward,
You want me to
knowing
answer
that
the
it's going to
question,
harm
Senator?
Americans? Yeah.
You want me to answer the question?
No, I'm asking you.
Okay. President Trump has asked me to end the chronic disease epidemic and make America healthy again. And I'm
So
in a
is that the
unique
only reason why
position.
you're at HHS? Is that the
Excuse
only
me.
reason why then you're at the HHS, to address that one issue?
President Trump has asked me because I'm in a unique position to end that. And that is what I'm doing. And if we don't solve that problem, Senator, all of the other disputes we have about who's paying, and whether it's insurance companies, whether it's providers, whether it's HMOs, whether it's patients or families, all of those are moving deck chairs around on the Titanic. Our ship is sinking. Our 60% increase in Medicaid over the past 4 years is the biggest budget line now, and it's growing faster than any other. And no other nation in the world has what we have here. No other nation has a chronic disease. We have the highest chronic disease burden of any country in the world. We had, during COVID, we had 16% of the COVID deaths in a country. We only have 4.2% of the world's population. We had a higher death count than any country in the world. And when CDC was asked why, they said it's because Americans are the sickest people on earth. The average person who died from COVID, American, had 3.8 chronic diseases. This is an existential threat economically, to our military, to our health, to our sense of well-being. And it is a priority for President Trump. And that's why he asked me to run the agency. And if I'm privileged to be confirmed, that's exactly what I'll do.
You know what? If confirmed, that's exactly what I'll do. Remember COVID, if all the risk factors, obesity, diabetes, all the things that added on to the risk factor in COVID. It's like he said, if we do not correct this, everything else is a moot point. It's all about the money, trillions and trillions of dollars of money. The NGOs for the illegals, we're paying for the invasion to come into this country. It's all about the money. They have been stealing trillions of dollars, and it needs to stop. We'll take a break. When we come back, before we go to break, Diane, I had one more picture here. I want to do this before I come back for the Georgia Hour. And I promise I'm going to next week. I know Diane's laughing if I could see her. Next week, I'm going to get the show focused to where at 10 o'clock, the Georgia Hour comes on like it's supposed to, and I do the segments. And quit laughing, Diane. Give me number 39. So yesterday, Sam Altman to reveal new tech to DC power players. OpenAI's Sam Altman is making the rounds in DC on Thursday today in an attempt to show unity with President Trump and announce the new initiative to make sure the government has the most capable AI. Things are moving at a rapid speed. So yes, yesterday I went to a orthopedic surgeon. I had an appointment. Both of my shoulders, bursitis, bone spurs, just showed me the x-rays. So I really like this doctor. I really do. He's a specialist. And, the guy looked at me and he said, the last thing we do is cut on a shoulder. We don't cut on a shoulder. And I like that. I don't like the let's rush to do some kind of surgery. So he showed me some things for my right shoulder. He showed me some stuff on my left shoulder with the X-rays. What he could do in the future if things don't change, but right now, 2 cortisone shots, one in each shoulder yesterday. Got a cortisone shot in each shoulder. Got to go to physical therapy starting the beginning of the week. And in 2 weeks, if that does not, I have a 6 weeks. Within 6 weeks, if that does not get things straightened out for me, I got to go back. We got to look at another plan. So I appreciate it. I want to tell you because I know you guys, you have me on your prayer list, and I do appreciate that, and I get the messages. So until further notice. So the cortisone shots yesterday. And all right, we're going to come back. We're going to continue to talk about RFK, but we're going to move it over a little bit to Georgia, and that's why I saved it for the Georgia hour. We'll be back right after these messages.